First, I want to thank Brother Small for asking me to do this. Normally, when he asks me, I'd be right on that. Well, honey, maybe you need to get somebody else this time. Somebody that they, well, somebody different they want to listen to. But this time, for some reason, I had a quick yes. So afterwards, I was thinking, and I was like, okay, but what am I going to talk to him about? So I started praying, and I started asking God to kind of give me something to speak to you guys about. And one morning, we were doing our morning walks. He and I, we do them separately, but this particular morning, I was walking, and I usually do it like an affirmation as I'm walking. I talk to myself, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you, and you are a winner, and all these different affirmations that I normally uh, speak to myself as I'm walking, because as we know, young ladies, um, there's power in our words. The Bible even tells us that there is power. Life and death is in the power of our tongues. So I just speak to myself and tell myself all these things. And this particular time, as my recording went off, immediately Miles Monroe jumped in. And it was so strange because I was praying, and but I don't normally listen. I normally listen to music when I'm walking or whatever. But this particular morning, Miles Monroe jumped in, and he immediately started talking about um, how we're not productive because we don't believe in ourselves, and we don't trust God enough to believe that He put us here for certain purposes and certain things for us to do. So anyway, me and Miles we had our thing going. I'm walking and listening to him, and it was so good. But some of the things that he said were just so powerful, and I know these things that I'm telling you, young ladies. I know you hear it all the time from your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, all those around you who love you. You hear it from your teachers, your preachers, everybody who got a voice pretty much has something to say to you. And I'm not here to override that. I'm just here to reiterate some of the things that they've said. One thing I found out about my kids when they were younger, young people learn through repetition. I was wondering, why have I got to keep saying the same thing to Justin? Why is Grace not listening to me? Why they act like they don't hear me? They learn through repetition. So I'm just repeating some of the things that you guys have already heard before. But I hope whatever I say will help you gain some focus on your life. And there are things that you'll be able to use in your future. One question that Miles Monroe asked that stopped me in my steps. I caught myself trying to jog by then. Stopped me in my steps. And he said, where are the most riches at in the world? Who has the most riches in the world? And the audience was replying to him, and they were like, the oil over in the Middle East. And he was like, no. And they were like, Bill Gates' house. He was like, no, no. And they just kept throwing stuff at him, all these riches and who had money and all this. And he was like, no, no. And finally he said something that just blew my mind. He said the richest place, and I want you to hear this, ladies. He said the richest place in the world is in the graveyard. And I was like, what? The graveyard? And he began to talk about how most of the people buried in the graveyard had business knowledge, had the abilities to make boohoo's of money, inventions, but they didn't pursue it. They never believed that they could do it, so they didn't do it. So he was saying that the richest places in the world in the graveyards. And as he was talking, I began to think about it. I was like, that is so true. And that's what happens to us when we are full of potential, but we take it to the grave with us and we miss out on so much. And I just want to encourage you all And that was the thing that came to me. It was talk to them about all the potential that they have within themselves. Talk to them about the abilities that they have within themselves. You guys, first of all, you're what God wants. And I know this because he told the disciples, suffer the little children to come unto me. In other words, he was saying, I really need grown folks to be more like children when they come to me, because you have a different mindset when you're of a child. You forgive quicker, you trust quicker. If mama says she gonna do something, you trust mama gonna do it. When you get grown, you start to doubt God. God is mom and daddy, and you start to doubt God. But when you're young, you have a whole different outlook on life. So now is the time to really develop what you have on the inside of you. So I wrote down some things. I wrote down 6 points that I want to give to you. And I'm not going to be, it says an hour. They gave me an hour.
You can take longer, nobody coming behind you.
No. They gave me an hour. And I'm a stickler for obedience. Let me tell y'all that. So it's going to be less than an hour. They didn't tell me I had to go the full hour, but I want you to get these 6 points. But before I go into that, before I go into these points, and I'm going to elaborate a little bit on each one, I want to ask you, young ladies, one day this week, whatever day you want to do it, you got, today is Tuesday, you got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Sunday, you know, that's another week. But anyway, I want you to take out a pen and a pad. And I want you to write down 5 things that you really, really love about yourself. I don't care if it's you think you're cute. I don't care if you think your hair cute. I don't care if you think you're smart. Whatever it is, if you think that you people love you and you love people, 5 wonderful things that you think about yourself. And then on the other side of that sheet, I want you to write down 5 things that you wish you could better within yourself. Because through Christ, you have the ability to make those 5 things on the right side of the page move to the left side. You have that ability. God has given you that ability. How do I know? Because you were made in his DNA. He said we're made in his image. So you can improve on anything that you know is not right within yourself. You have that ability. So I want you to do that for me this week. And I'm gonna, before this recording is over or this Zoom session is over, I'm gonna give you my phone number, because I want y'all to call me and tell me what your 5 good are and what your 5 I'm working on are. And we're gonna work together to get you to the place you need to be. Because I could be talking to lawyers, doctors. Shoot, we already had an African-American president. We could have an African-American female president. I'm gang. Whoop, whoop. I'm gang. There's no telling what you have in you. We just got to build on it and pull it out of you. And you've got to be zealous in this thing. You can't be afraid. You can't not want to build and make yourself better. You can't be like that. And you have to be willing to, and that's one of my points, so I'm not going to even say that right now. But anyway, let's get started on the bullets. So the first thing I have on here, and it is the most important, and that is to develop a relationship with Christ. You gotta have a relationship with God. I ain't telling you how to pray, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is how I talk to God a lot of times. I'll be like, what's up, God? Look, what's going on? I need you to talk to me. Talk to me, Jesus. Talk to me. Let me know what's going on. This is how I talk to him. I talk to him like he is my best friend. I talk to him like he is my father. Whatever the situation, if I'm needing something, I'm like, Daddy, I'm a God. I need you. You got to develop your own personal relationship with God. And you've got to put into that relationship. Because the one thing that I'm finding out more and more is that there is so much out there in the world that's going to try to change your mind. and have you think that there is no God, that there's no way that there can be a God. I was listening to my daughter. She was talking about one of her classes, and they're really pushing it in the colleges to teach, different things. And that's the world. That's the world. That's Satan's kingdom. That's his world. But I want you to develop a relationship with God. You learn how to pray to God. You don't have to say it the way I say it. You don't have to say it the way your mama said it. You just learn how to go to God and say, Lord, I need you. I need you to tell me what to do. I need to trust you, and I need to know that you're going to do it. And the way to do that is to develop that relationship now. Because remember, I told you that you're what he wants. Suffer the little children to come unto me. You have the heart and the mind that he wants right now. Right now. So that's the first thing. Piggyback off of that a little bit, get you a Bible, your own personal Bible. I ain't talking about carrying it. It's okay to have your Bible on your phone, and when you're in church to, click on it or whatever, but get your own personal Bible. Take some notes, highlight, scribble all through it, write stuff down. Let God talk to you through his word. It will build such trust, and the more you read it and the more you stay in it, the more you'll trust him, and the more you'll be like, well, shoot, you took Ruth and you gave her a good husband and you did this and all that. Shoot, you'll give me a good husband. That's the type of attitude you'll take on reading his word, and that's what you need to do. So next thing I had was so important. Ladies, you gotta love yourself. You gotta take care of you. Women are so quick to judge ourselves by other women. She's so cute. Look at her hair. I wish I could this. I wish I had that. I wish I had her this. I wish I had her that. No, ma'am. You gotta learn how to love what God gave you. What was that they used to say? Shake what your mama gave you. You gotta learn how to appreciate what your mama gave you. If you don't like your hair a certain way, fix your hair the way you want it to look. If you don't like this about you, fix that about you. It's in your hands to fix. But comparing yourself to somebody else will get you in so much trouble, because you'll never be satisfied. And you need to learn how to cultivate your own self. Make you what you want you to be. If you want your hair pretty, make your hair pretty. My pastor once talked, and it wasn't about, that, but it was about somebody complaining about nobody ever threw them a birthday party. And he was like, throw your own party. You ain't gotta wait on nobody else to do it for you. Do it for yourself. Make you what you want you to be. Stop comparing yourself to other people, to other young ladies, to other what they have. This is all about focusing on you to make you what you're going to be. I see the ability for you guys to be able to walk into a room and just completely stop conversations because of your confidence and what you put into yourself. That's what I'm encouraging you to do today. I'm sorry. I mean, I got a little taste of hair. And a lot of times I'd be like, oh, I see somebody with short hair. I'd be like, oh, her hair's so cute. Oh man, I want my hair like that. And I'm like, there I go again. I do it. We all do it. It's just a thing we do. But you don't have to do that. Learn to love you. Take care of you. I work in a facility where I work in the office part, but it's a warehouse. It's primarily a warehouse. And what I do is most of the other young ladies or the other people in the offices, they come in there, they just come in looking any kind of way. They don't really care. And that's cool. They do them. I'll be like, you do you, boo. But when I go to work, I try to look nice. And they'll ask me, where you going? I mean, you come, and I tell them all the time, look, I'm not dressing for where I am. I'm dressing for where I'm going. This is just a temporary thing here. My plans are to be able to dress in the finest clothes and walk into an office and sit behind a desk and blah, 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 blah. And they're old women, but they can't grasp it. They just can't get it. So I'm encouraging you, get it now. Start dressing and looking now for where you're going, not where you are right now. Because right now you're wearing the clothes mama give you, but you got to start setting that mind right now for where you're going in the future. So love you, take care of you, hygiene you, pretty you up. I don't care if you're not going anywhere but out the door. Pretty you up. I'm big on walking out the door looking a hot mess. And then sometimes I'll be like, oh, wait, hold up. I need to turn around and go back and try to do this thing. I'm a little tomboy, so sometimes, but make yourself look good. Dress, and it's not for anybody else. It's for you, because you got to love you. You got to take care of you. Self-care is so important right now. And you've got to make sure that you do what you need to do to make you happy. Next, I have this I love. Write your vision. Whatever it is that your plan is for the future, write your vision. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, I'm not telling you it's going to go exactly the way you write it, but I'm telling you, you giving God something to work with, right? So write it down. Lord, I want it. I'm talking about from the top to the bottom. I'm talking about, shoot, I wrote down how many kids I wanted. I messed up a few times, wrote some stuff down I shouldn't have wrote down, but write your vision, make it plain, give God something to work with, and let him build you to that. There is nothing wrong with having a dream. Grace and I used to do vision boards where we would write it down and we just plaster whatever. We had so many things that we wanted to do. We just had stuff all over the place. And that's okay. That is absolutely okay. But just start a focus point. Set something down and start a focus point. And it doesn't always have to be about you. It could be about, I want in the future to be able to help my parents. I want in the future to be able to provide this for my family. It could be so many different things. Write it down though. I guarantee you, if you write it down, you're giving God something to work with. Next, I had always respect your elders and those that have the rule over you. That's from teachers, parents, pastors, that's whoever. My boys used to say, I can't wait till I get grown. I can't wait till I get grown. I can do what I want to do. I used to laugh because it was funny to me. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, right. Because that was it. I want to do what I want to do. You will never, ever do what you want to do always. You need to set that point. Like, even if you own your own company, say for instance, you start a marketing company and you do this ad for your customer and he comes in and he doesn't like it. You know what you're going to do? He's going to say change it. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to change it because you want to maintain that business. That is doing what somebody else is telling you to do. Whether you realize it or not, you're doing what somebody else is telling you to do. And that's how we roll. That's how it goes. So learn now and put that in your spirit now to always be respectful, to learn to respect those. It makes it easier if you do it now, even if you don't agree with them. A lot of times my parents would say stuff, I didn't agree with them. I didn't think it was right. And that was on up until I left home. But I respected their decision and I respected what they said and I wasn't going to fight against it, even if they were wrong. And there were times when my dad came back recently, in recent years, he has come back to me and he said, I messed up. I should not have done that. I should not have done blah, 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 blah. And it's okay because, ladies, nobody gets a parent book. Nobody gets a book that says this is how you raise your children and they're going to come out perfect. It does not happen. We make mistakes. Parents, we mess up. We just do. But even the mistakes that we make them in love because we love you guys and we want to see the best. We see what you have within and we want to see the best come out of you. The last thing I had, well, the next to the last thing I had was develop a penchant for no. And that sounds kind of crazy, but you're going to hear a lot of no's in your life. No matter what part of life you're in, you're going to hear a lot of no's. You're going to hear, you're in college, in school, at home. So develop a penchant to be able to deal with no. We live in a world, I used to say millennials felt entitled. They felt like they could get what they want to do. They felt like blah, blah. But this pandemic has shown me a whole new insight to that. It's not only the millennials, it is grown old people. Don't want nobody to tell them what to do. Don't want to hear no. Don't want to hear, no, you can't go in a bar because we're trying to keep you safe. Or no, you can't go in this store right now because there are too many people in here and we're trying to, keep you safe or keep you alive. That's pretty much what it's down to. And they don't want to hear it. So I'm telling you now, get used to hearing no. And when people tell you no, it's like, okay, think positive with it. Take it as, okay, if I'm trying to get a job and he says no, there's a yes down the line. So this is just, okay, I'll deal with this no, but eventually I'm going to hear a yes. When your school teacher tells you no, it's no. And you need to learn how to deal with it and accept it. And I'm not telling you not to ask why there's a no, because I'm learning more and more now that the kids they question you more. They question you more. We didn't question. I'm sorry. We didn't have that luxury, but y'all have a little more luxury than we did. But learn how to hear no. Learn how to accept it. And when somebody tells you do something, learn how to do it. If there's nothing wrong with it, if it's not gonna kill you, steal you, or send you to hell, learn how to deal with it. Because as an adult, you think you won't be told no, but you will be told no. The first time my supervisor told me I could not have vacation, I would never forget it. I was 18 years old. It said, no, you can't have vacation. I almost went berserk. I was like, what? I earned this. And that's the first thing you think. This is mine. I earned this. I can be able to blah, 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 blah. But later on, I found out why. And it was a totally different story. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I got to learn how to accept when some people gonna always be able to tell you no. You can learn how to deal with it and roll with it. But acting out with it, that's not gonna get you anywhere. And it definitely won't get you anywhere with the people that you're involved with. So these are just just a few things that I just wanted to reiterate to you guys, to tell you, look within yourself, focus, stay focused. There are gonna be guys that's gonna try to turn your head. Ladies, okay, we like the attention. We like it. It's okay. That's the way God intended for it to be. So it's okay. There are going to be other things, possibilities. People going to offer you different things, drugs, just paraphernalia, just all kinds of things. People going to offer that to you. And it's all to distract you and get you away from your vision. When you write that vision, you stick with that vision. You write your goals, you stick with your goals. You stand on your goals. And anybody and anything that comes to try to distract you from your goals, they are not meant to be in your life. I can tell you that right now. They are not, because the person who loves you wants to see you accomplish all these things. If one of you are going to be an attorney, I want to see you become an attorney. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you accomplish that or you reach that goal. If one of you want to be a nurse, which I know one of you do, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you reach that goal, because I know you have it within you and I want to see you reach that goal. That's love. But the person who says, you ain't got to go to class today. Let's go do so-and-so, so-and-so. I can almost guarantee you that person cares absolutely nothing about you. Believe me, been there, done that. They don't care. So what we're doing, and I love what Brother Small is doing, because he is putting efforts toward the whole man. He wants you guys to succeed spiritually, emotionally, naturally, all of that. So his efforts and what he and the staff, not only Brother Small, let me backtrack that a little bit, because he has an amazing staff. But I don't even have to do nothing, really. But they want to see you guys succeed. Y'all need to live up to, y'all need to take this stuff and run. Because let me tell you something, when you get out there in the real world, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care if you succeed or not, but we do, and we want the best for you. On the last thing that I have to say is when my favorite, I know y'all watch Disney. I know y'all watch Disney. But anyway, my favorite Disney movie, and I'm old now, but my favorite Disney movie is still Mulan. I love Mulan. And one of the reasons why Grace loved it too, so she played it over and over and over and over again till the whole CD just, I mean, the video just fell apart. She just played it till it fell apart. But one of the things that I love the most about it was this particular song that they played. And I would, when they would play it, I would hope that she would be, you know, that it would be dropped into her spirit. And it was, the title of the song was Reflections. And the administrator's gonna play it for you as I close out. But Mulan was having a time because she didn't want her father to go to war. We all know the story. And she couldn't do it because she was a girl. Her culture wouldn't allow her to do it simply because she was a girl. But she knew her dad would not survive if he went to war because he was old, and she knew he wasn't gonna survive. And she couldn't understand. They wanted her to get married and have children, and that you know, that's their culture, so that was okay. But she knew she had more within her, and she was a young girl now, but she knew there was more within her. She knew she had what it took to go to war and to do what she needed to do. And the song says, "When will my reflection show what I have inside?" And I was like, oh, please let that drop on Grace. Please let that, because she was going through a time period where she, you know how you go through that period where I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that. And no matter what mama and them say to you, you still think you're ugly, you still think you're this, you still think you're that. And I was like, please let that drop down into her spirit. Please let that become a part. Let her listen to the words to that song. And so that song became, it was just like for a long time, it was a mantra. One day, ding, it went off in her head. Look, I got a lot going on in me. I got a lot that I can do. I might not be the cutest right now, but there'll come a day, you know, I can make myself cute. I can do what I need to do to be cute. And we would tell her all the time, you know, or I would tell my other young lady friends that I have known, I'm gonna say lady friends, because I've dealt with a lot of young ladies. And I hate to see young ladies not have confidence in themselves or not care about themselves, and not because of the way they look. You're not only what you look like, you have so much inside. And I want to encourage you ladies to do your best, focus, get it together, write your vision, write it down plainly so that God will see. Give God something to work with and see where your life goes from there. I think that's all I have to say. So audience, you guys can't see my young ladies, and we wanted it that way because we got so much going on these social media sites, you know, predators, all kinds of predators. But I have some really special young ladies that I just want to ask you guys. You don't have to say anything, but I just want to ask you, did you have any questions or anything that you want to say?
And if the ladies have, young ladies have a question they want to ask, you can just unmute yourself, even if you don't want to show your video or show your camera, you can unmute yourself and go ahead and ask your question.
And if you don't, that's perfectly fine. You do not have to say anything. I just want to offer that opportunity. I see somebody raising their hand. You got something you want to say, sweet pie? You don't?
I think she's trying to figure out how to unmute herself.
How to unmute herself. Yeah. Can you help her out, Melissa?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna let me unmute her.
Okay, I think she's unmuted now. Hey, sweet girl.
Hey.
What did you want to say?
I want to say that don't give up, because there's a bunch of things you can do. Like Rosa Parks, she couldn't, like it was a bunch of stuff going on. So she, as a strong, independent woman, he said to get out the seat. She said no, cause you know most women who are shy, they'll give up. gonna get up and stuff and go to
Right.
the back. But in the front, but she was tired. She came from a hard working day.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was a man. I'm like, when I heard the story, I'm like, couldn't he just find another seat? I'm pretty sure there's plenty of seats on the bus. But he wanted that seat. But Rosa Parks, she stayed in the seat because she did not want to get up. And then as a pregnant woman, you know, most women get up. So I'm getting it back. And that's all I had to say.
That's awesome. And you're right. She stood her ground, and now she is one of the most famous women out of the entire civil rights movement because she stood her ground, because she had a focus, she had something in mind, and she was tired. Like you said, sweetie pie, she was tired. She was like, I work just like everybody else work. I don't want to get up. I want to sit here. You a man. You weren't supposed to stand. I'm supposed to be sitting down. So I totally agree with you. And that's very, very good, sweetheart. And I appreciate you saying that. That is really good. Anybody else have anything they want to say? And you don't have to. I'm just asking.
I see another young lady. Just
we have somebody else?
Yes, go ahead.
I just had a couple words of encouragement. I just want to say that you should be yourself no matter what, and stand up for who you are, and you shouldn't change yourself no matter what people say or what they think.
I so agree with that. I so agree with that because we're all different. And that's what makes us so unique and so wonderful is because we're all different. Because if everybody walked around here and was the same, I don't know. I don't think that would be a very enticing world. I don't even know if I'd want to be a part of it if everybody was the same. It's like robots, everybody walking around just alike. But you're right. You don't have to change yourself to fit into anybody else. Be you. How y'all say it? Be you, boo. Be you. Enjoy you. Love you. Make you all that you can be. And whatever you do, have confidence in you. I don't care what nobody say. You have confidence in you. It starts with you. And one thing that my mom used to tell me all the time when I was a little girl, you can't expect somebody else to love you if you don't love yourself. You just can't. So that was awesome. I appreciate that, sweetheart. Thank you for saying that. Y'all so sweet. Anybody else got anything to say? Because I'm running out of words. And I'm hungry. Everybody else good?
I think we have some more people, young ladies that are online. I'm not sure if they want to be unmuted or not. But
okay. Does anybody want to be unmuted? Need for Melissa to unmute you so you can say something, or if you want to add something in like the last two ladies did? If you just want to say something. Everybody good? Okay.
You want me to share the video?
Yeah, but before I go, I want you guys to remember your 5 amazing things about yourself and your 5 things that you need to work on. If it's attitude or not forgiving people or not letting stuff go, whatever it is, 5 and 5. And then I want you to take my number. I'm gonna give you my phone number because I want y'all to call me. And I see who on this list. So I know who I'm looking for phone calls from.
Teresa, we're putting your number in the chat, not on Facebook Live.
Okay, well that'll work. I don't care. They can have, I don't really care who has it. You know how I am with the telephone, so. But anyway, that's great. Thank you so much. But and I want y'all to call me and let me know what you got from this. And we're gonna work on it because we're gonna work on getting you to where you need to be so that you can blow up, that you can be all that you need to be. Because remember what Miles Monroe said, and some of y'all grown people need to remember that too. Miles says the richest place in the world is the graveyard because so many people are taking their potential to the grave with them. That's deep. Well, it was deep for me anyway. So thank y'all so much. Thank you for this opportunity. Youth for Christ Crusade. I appreciate it. I'm not big on stuff like this, but for some reason, God wanted me to do it this year. So I'm trying to learn to be more obedient. Knock on glass. Anyway, Victoria, I'm through.